Luke chapter 21, verse 14. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. And ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolks and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but there shall not an hair of your head perish. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who teach and rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect that's preaching his word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the earth. To you, I want to say Shalom. And Jacob's trouble is about to be in full effect, and Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah is um only for his elect. He care only for his elect, and he will only deliver it his elect, Salakia, because they have already repented and counted the cost of what it's gonna take to be delivered out of America. you know. And Lord willing, I'm part of that election because I'm trying to walk after Him and endure until the end as well. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10. Start at verse 37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. Right? Hey, and your family members, your friends, they're gonna turn against you. Even so, some of the brethren in this truth, and that's part of the cost that's being counted. But his elect knows that because they following after Yahushua, you know. And even Yahushua was betrayed and persecuted back in what is the book of John, chapter 15 and verse 20. That's why he said, remember remember the word that I said unto you. The servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. Right? And the things that are written aforetime was for our learning. That's Romans 15 and 4. And we know that there is none new under the sun, which is in Ecclesiastes first chapter. But we know some are ordained to die in this truth, to be martyrs. But that's why your Lord said this in the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. There ain't nothing new is under the sun. But hey, the ones that's martyrs of this truth, You still part of the elect. You still gonna get that, still gonna inherit the kingdom, be the first fruits. And hey, when Yahweh shall come back, man, you're gonna be on that chariot with him, man. You know, you're gonna be bringing judgment with him, man. You're gonna be zapping people to power, you know. That's why the scriptures say back in Psalms, precious is the sight of the Lord. Um, it's precious in the sight of the Lord is death of his saints. Basically paraphrase. You know, something like that. Hey, that's a precious sight in the Lord's eyes. The death of his saints. They endured, man. They stood stiffly, man, for the name of Yahweh. Why Yahweh shall, man? All right, but hey, and the rest of the 1/3, so like the rest of 1/3, they're gonna be delivered. You know, y'all, the ones that died in this truth, that's gonna be mortals of this truth. Y'all gonna come back with Yahweh shot, man, and get the rest of the elect, man. I'm going to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, starting at 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. For it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him, but they shall serve the Lord their God, and their Slakia and David their king, whom I will rise up unto them. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, said the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. You know, hey man, the Lord is coming back to deliver his elect, man, and he ain't playing, man. All right, but I'm gonna end it off on this next scripture because this right here is future prophecy. Um, Salakia, Second Esdras, chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at verse 42. Because Esdras, he was a prophet, but he's reincarnated. He's on earth today as somebody else. And don't know it. But starting, at verse 42 in the second chapter reads, I, Esdras, saw upon Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. That's his elect. That's after he come and get his elect. Reading on, and in the midst of them there was a young man of high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. And that young man who stood so tall, man, that's Yahweh Shah, man. And it's gonna say it in on verse 45. But verse 44 it reads, so I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of God. Now they Salakia, now are they crowned and received palms. Alright? But Salakia, that wasn't the one. But it's in verse 47. But I'm gonna read on to verse 46. Salakia if I confused you. But reading, then I Salakia then said I unto the angel, what young person is that crown what young person is it that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hand? So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of God, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. Right, man. Hey, the Lord gonna come get his people, man. He gonna come with them chariots, man. He gonna do a lot of damage, man. He gonna do a lot of damage. He coming to get his people, man. And after he get them, he gonna be passing out them crowns, man. Gonna be celebrating, man. Gonna be clapping and stuff, toasting, cheering, because they endured to the end, you know. And that's what we hoping for, man. To be saved out of America. All right, the Lord's willing. This was edifying to someone, and I want to again give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect that's pushing this truth to the corners of the earth in truth and sincerity. To you, I want to say Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, and a Ball.